Hey guys, so for this video I'll be doing Random Me's 2011's K-pop favorites tag. I've done it I think for 2 years now, so if you want to check out those videos, just scroll through my channel and you'll see what I liked in 2015 and 2016. Also, I'll link her channel on the description, so please subscribe to her. She makes really good videos. She also participated in this year's Secret Santa. So if you haven't checked out my video for it, on that video for Secret Santa, there's a playlist, and please subscribe to everybody on who participated. They're probably going to make videos for this tag as well, and yeah, so I'm really looking forward to their videos as well. But I decided to make this kind of early because I don't think there isn't gonna be anything that I would like more than what I have now, and I don't think I'll have any of those albums by the end of this year. So I just wanted to get it done. Also, I'll put the questions on the description, and if anyone else does it, please comment down on the description, not on the description, on the comment section. And I'll check your video out as well, because I really like seeing what everybody else like throughout the years, because maybe I'll change my mind about a certain song or something if I give it a second listen, because kind of a bit of a disclaimer, I didn't really enjoy this year in terms of releases. There were a few really good ones, which are the ones that obviously this one. But I don't know, I feel like this year was a little bit lackluster in terms of comebacks, and there was just a lot of negativity. But aside from that, I'll just talk about the good things. But the girl groups and female solo artists kind of took over the year for me. The boys didn't do that much for me. But I think in the previous years, like for this tag, I've always answered with a boy in a girl group, or a female solo and a male solo. But I'm not gonna do this for this video. But yeah, let's get started. So the first question is, what's your favorite album for 2017? Obviously, you can see right there. And if you live under a rock, this is Taeyeon's first full-length album, the deluxe edition of My Voice. Basically, it's a repackage or a reissue for it. I knew SM was gonna milk this, and this needed to at least include 1111, or else I would have been really pissed off. But I'm glad it did, and it includes some awesome extra tracks. There's no fillers in here, in my opinion. This doesn't sound like a K-pop album, in my opinion. It just sounds like a alternative R&B pop album. So I think anyone can really listen to this album. This, not just because there's certain albums that are made for K-pop fans. If you've been a long time K-pop fan, you know what I'm talking about. Especially because now they're just K-pop releases are geared more towards the international audience. But this has a good mix of ballads, pop rock songs, R&B, straight up ballads. So this is an amazing album. SM has hit has made fantastic choices with Taeyeon's releases, and since she sells so well, they put in the effort to give her good songs with good lyrics, great music videos. Anything that she really releases, it could be a digital single, it could be a collaboration, it's always on point. So I'm glad that she stayed with SM, because even though obviously SNSD is not their priority anymore, especially since Sohyun, Sooyoung, and Tiffany have left the company. Their sole focus is mainly just Yoona and Taeyeon. So I'm not surprised that Taeyeon was smart enough to stay there, because they're giving her the best songs, and I'm just glad that she's getting that support that she deserves, and she's building her own lane as a solo artist, and is making history just on her own, aside from being SNSD leader. So yeah, I've made an unboxing of this, and I think a review for it as well, but definitely listen to this. My favorite tracks are Fine, Cover Up, Feel So Fine, Love in Color, Fire is my favorite song in here. It's one of the best songs this year as well. Deserved to be a single, 1111. But oh, and I Got Love. But every single track in here is amazing. It's just, and the lyrics. I'm in love with this release, and I'm looking forward to her winter album. I'm sure it's going to be amazing, but it's probably going to be filled more with ballads, because obviously it's going to be released in the winter. I'm sure that's going to do really well, and hopefully she'll get another full-length album next year. Since she is releasing a winter album, I think they might go towards late summer for another Taeyeon album. But you never know with SM, especially because they record so much material. I don't know how they're going to promote Taeyeon, especially since they don't have that many artists under their roster anymore. But yeah, looking forward to Taeyeon's releases next year. I'm sure it's going to be great. And if we get anything from Girls' Generation as well. So if you don't know, I'm a So1. So anything that relates to them, I'm excited for. And you will see I'm a little bit biased in this tag. So second question is favorite photo book concept for 2017. Again, another Girls' Generation related thing, but this one is more solely for fans. I think my answer is just as a fan, my favorite photo book that I enjoyed. So this is a mix of music video photos for I think it was All Night, and just their history as a group throughout those 10 years. So I really love when companies just take the time to look back and just create a photo book with just different eras, and you know, because if you're a fan, especially for a long time, it's just good to reminisce, and it's a bit nostalgic as well. This packaging is not that great though, but the photo book, it's amazing. I'll just flip through it a little bit quickly. Obviously it's a little bit sad since Jessica's not in any of these photos, but I just remember a lot of these eras, and I grew up with Girls' Generation, listening to their music. So this is Catch Me If You Can. This is when they did a photo book shoot long time. I think it was like in Thailand. So if you're a So1 for a long time, you'll like this a lot. I think it's definitely worth getting, and the pictures in here. So there's some pictures for All Night, or teaser photos that were released, and yeah, so I really enjoyed this because I got to look back in time. It's kind of like a time machine. Obviously, if you're So1, you know that reference. That's my favorite photo book concept. So I really like it when companies do this, but the promotion for this was horrible. And also recommend listening to this album. Another one of my favorites, but it's difficult to beat Taeyeon's My Voice. Alright, so favorite packaging for this one, again, is a kind of like cheating, but I'll explain why. But again with my bias answers. So this is Jessica's My Decade. This is her third mini album. Yeah, so kind of what I wanted to explain with my answer, because I don't think I really bought that much albums this year. So any album that had a photo book, not a photo book, a book packaging, it's my favorite, because especially if it's buying it right here. So this type of packaging is always my favorite. I hate jewel cases, they break easily, and this could last a long time. The pictures are great. This has a thick photo book, and she's really done this type of packaging always, but she did like a box and then she inserted a book. So yeah, that's my favorite packaging. So I think 17 did something similar. So any group that did that type of packaging, was my favorite. So is my favorite. And least favorite, and a few artists did this, but G-Friend did this twice, I know 3 times this year, because they did have a repackage. So this is The Awakening. This is their 4th mini album. This was their comeback early this year with Fingertip. Great mini album, but the Rainbow repackage is better than this. That's another one of my favorite albums this year. There's just very few good albums overall. There were good singles this year, but G-Friend did their thing with the Rainbow repackage, especially because Rainbow and what's it called, Summer Rain, they had an amazing album with that. That was another one of my favorite, but I don't have it with me right now. But I highly recommend getting it because I have the regular edition of it. But as I was saying, because I always get sidetracked, this is the worst in my opinion, because this breaks. Especially if you order this online, the packages, if it's not protected at all, this is going to get cracked. Because aside from the here, this, I don't know what this is called, kind of like what you this circle thing, I don't know, I forget, just dumb things, but this will break, so then this will fly out, and obviously, yeah, but it's just unconventional. I don't like it. The only good thing about these packaging is a little thick photo book that you get, but the thing is that sometimes this is difficult to put back in here because it's compressed so tightly. It's I really hate this. Red Velvet has done this. Shiny has done this in the past. But this is so cheap. I hate it. I prefer if they just stick to SM has done this as well in the past, but in a smarter way. If you look at Red Velvet's the Red Summer, I love that type of packaging because first, it's sturdy. It's kind of like a book but smaller, and it's not going to get damaged. It's just a lot better. And highly recommend the Red Summer. That's another favorite album of mine this year, but I didn't want to take it out. But yeah, I highly just despise this type of packaging. I hope Source Music doesn't do it again. Hopefully they change it up next year, because they even did it for the repack. I thought they were going to do something different, but they didn't. The only positive thing is that you can put them all together, but hopefully that will change, because they did a great job with G-Friend in the past. And of course, I hope SM doesn't do it with Shiny again, but they did it with Red Velvet, so really disappointed. Alright, so the next question is favorite solo album of 2017. So aside from Taeyeon's album and just a lot of girl groups taking over or female solos, I don't have the album with me right now because I was waiting for the repackage to be announced because I knew they were going to make a repack. It's Taemin's Move. That was my favorite solo male album, so shout out to that to Taemin, because he always does amazing with his solo music. SM really gets it down when it comes to finding a sound for their specific solo projects. They did it with Taeyeon and they did it with Taemin. I think those two are my absolute favorite when it comes to favorites when it comes to solo work, because that album was amazing. I really, really recommend it. It was so short, but obviously they made it a repackage, so that's why I waited. Now it's 13 tracks. At least we got four more new songs. So please get Taemin's solo album, and because Shiny's comeback was delayed because of the whole Onu incident. Okay, what album surprised me this year? This was a little bit difficult to answer because I was really disappointed again most of the time. But I wanted to comment down on Mamamoo. I really enjoyed this release, and here's my kind of like my little experience with Mamamoo, because I really like Mamamoo's music, but I don't know, I feel like they either do a hit or miss for me. Like, it's just all over the place. But I think this album did a good job. It maintains a sound. They tried something new, and I really enjoyed listening to this. Every single song in here is great. I think Finally could also been a title track, but really enjoy the message for the title track, which is Yes I Am. And yeah, so that's something that surprised me because it was really difficult to find an answer for that. Favorite Japanese release, Taemin's solo. I think it was a single or a mini album. I didn't really keep up with that many stuff. And also EXO's Electric Kiss. And a random recommendation that was released this year. Let me think. The Red Velvet's The Red Summer. I think that's just a good summer album. It's just, I forgot to take it out, but I made an unboxing for it. If you want to check it out, just scroll through my channel. That was just the perfect summer album. But yeah, that's it. I don't want to make this video any longer. But don't forget to comment down if you make a video so I can check it out. And look forward to my album collection video, which will be uploaded soon. So yeah, that's it. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.